Welcome back to Heritage Get to Know You series, Youth Edition. I'm here with Kyle. Kyle, before we get started, where would you like to do this interview?
Houston Rockets game.
Right in the middle of the game?
Mm-hmm.
What about all the screaming fans? Will that get in the way?
Nope.
All right. Wow. It's crazy. TV magic. Well, let's start out by getting your full name, your age, and where you were born.
My name is Kyle Austin Pace. I'm 16 years old. I was born right here in Mount Enterprise, Texas.
All right. Kyle, to get us started with the first question here, would you share in a few words your salvation experience?
Well, it was April of 2010. I remember coming home from the Papa preaching a sermon. It had scared me half to death. All I remember is getting up around 11 o'clock at night in my bed, came to my parents' room and said I wanted to get saved.
Yeah,
That's
got
all.
It, got it settled, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a good feeling, and knowing the Lord can tug on your heart, even little children. But it's that childlike faith sometimes that,
Yes, sir.
that He uses. And, well, that's good. Thank you for sharing that. Well, a couple of lighthearted questions. What's your favorite food?
Enchiladas.
Enchiladas. It's very specific. Enchiladas.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a favorite restaurant?
I like any Mexican restaurant that serves enchiladas. I'm good with.
You're just all about Mexican food.
Oh, yes.
As long as it's enchiladas.
Yes.
You don't care about tacos?
Not as much as
Burritos?
Mm-mm.
Tamales?
Yeah, I like tamales.
But you're all about the enchilada.
Yes.
Girls, the way to Kyle's heart is through his belly. Enchiladas is the way to his belly. Just letting you know. Kyle, do you have a favorite Bible verse?
I like Ecclesiastes 9:10. What's the find to do all thy might. That's been my verse since I started working around here. Just
don't want to do anything halfway, do you?
Mm-mm.
No?
If you do it, might as well do it right.
One. That's right. Colossians 3:23 was one of my favorites. Kind of says the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with all of this coronavirus and social distancing, and that's one of the reasons we're doing these interviews, it's just a way to connect with each other and maybe learn some new things about each other.
Yeah.
Could you tell us how you're coping with the whole situation and maybe something spiritually you've learned from it?
Well, I mean, it's a whole lot different than what we're used to. But it seems right now it's bringing us, Dad's been home every day, and we've all been inside the house getting on each other's nerves. So we're all getting used to each other and finding out everything different.
Yeah.
Because I'm usually up, we're all at school at different times. We don't see each other until after lunch, and then we're up doing different things, either basketball or volleyball or karate. So we've been inside learning different stuff about each other, so it's been pretty good.
Yeah. Getting a little closer knit
Yeah.
with the family.
Yeah, totally.
Well, is there something maybe spiritually that you've learned from this experience?
Well, it shows how tight family can be.
Yeah.
Doing stuff like this, it's crazy.
Kyle, you've done some traveling. Where's one of the places you've been that you would say is your favorite?
I like going on that Grand Canyon trip. That was awesome. Heading back in Arizona. That was my favorite.
Yeah, that was fun. If there was somewhere in the world you could go, where would it be?
Well, wherever they make Jordans.
Wherever they make Jordans.
The main place.
Well, that brings us to our last question. Who is Kyle Pace crushing on?
I don't know. I have many decisions, but either these or my Jordan Why Not 2s.
Oh, you're talking about shoes.
Talking about shoes all day.
Oh, you're crushing on shoes.
Oh yeah.
Basketball shoes. You got. Let's show the crowd the shoes. Isn't that crazy looking?
These
he does
along
like
with
his shoes.
These along with 40 other pair.
Yeah. You've been collecting shoes for a while, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
How many? You say you have 40 pair? That's crazy.
Tennis
well,
shoes.
I enjoyed this interview, Kyle. Thank you
Yes,
for
sir.
taking the time out to do it. Welcome back to Heritage Get to Know You Youth Edition. I'm here with Charity. Charity, before we get started, where would you like to go to do this interview?
Florida.
How you like them beaches?
Cool.
That's awesome. Let's ask a few lighthearted questions. Where's your favorite restaurant?
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. Have you done some traveling?
Yes, sir.
Where's your favorite place you've ever been?
Camp Wood.
So, with all of this crazy coronavirus and social distancing and washing your hands every 15 minutes, who ever thought of that? Tell me, with not being able to go to church or school as normal, how has that affected you?
It's very boring.
Very boring. I would have to agree. Is there anything you could say that you've learned from it?
No.
No? Do you miss your friends more? You realize how much you miss your friends? Yeah. That's probably one of the big things most of the kids answer. They really are missing their friends. Well, a couple more lighthearted questions. What's your favorite color?
Pink.
Pink. Glad it wasn't blue. So many people like blue. And blue's my color. I don't want everybody to like my color. So, Charity, I've been ending all of my interviews with the same question. Who is Charity crushing on?
Clark Kent.
Who?
Clark Kent.
Clark Kent! So, guys, you have no chance. You can't be Superman. So, just give it up already. All right? Besides, she's my niece. See that? Yeah. Well, thank you, Charity, for doing this interview with us. We enjoyed it. I'm here with Chris. Chris, where would you like to do this interview?
Mars.
Mars? All right. Just like that. I love TV magic. Doesn't it look cool out here?
Yeah.
Can you breathe okay?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's start out getting your full name, because a lot of people don't know middle names. Your full name, your age, and where you were born.
I'm Christopher Ryan Miller. I'm 16. I was born in Lufkin.
All right. 16. My goodness. You have this deep voice. You sound like a man. Maybe Brother GT should have interviewed you. No. One of my first questions to all the kids, and you can share in just a few words, or you can go into detail. Tell us your experience when you got saved.
I was at Southland.
Was that Southland Camp?
Yeah, Southland Camp.
Yeah. How'd you feel when the Lord finally called on you?
Felt clean.
Felt clean and good, didn't it? All right. Yeah, well, it's good to know that you got it settled, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, some lighthearted questions. I know you've done some traveling, so what's one of the favorite places you've been?
Florida was fun.
Florida?
Mm.
All right. If there was somewhere you could choose to go anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Paris.
Paris. Who's your favorite sports team? Or what sport do you enjoy the most?
I like watching football.
Football?
Mm.
Who's your team?
I don't.
Are you a Cowboys fan?
No.
No? Woo, we need to pray for Brother Chris. He's not a Cowboys fan. Well, which team do you like the best?
I don't really know.
You don't really know?
Mm-mm.
Just like football.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite restaurant?
I don't really have one.
Well, what about your favorite type of food?
Hamburger.
Hamburger. You just straight up all-American teenage boy. Just give me a hamburger and you're happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, on to another serious question. With all of this social distancing, and you might actually like it, I don't know, but we've had to cope with a lot, not being able to go to school and church and seeing your friends and things like you normally could. Tell me how you're dealing with it and maybe something you've learned from it.
It's harder to do homework at the house.
It's harder to do homeschool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris, what's your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue. I have to do that every time. I love my blue shoes, by the way. Have you ever seen Hoka's before?
No.
They're for old people with bad feet. They're like a super comfy shoe.
Mm.
What's your favorite shoe? Do you have a brand?
Under Armour.
Under Armour. I do like Under Armour. I have a couple pair of those. The last question to ask, which I'm asking all the kids, who is Chris Miller crushing on these days?
No one.
No one?
Mm-mm.
You don't have any crush?
Mm-mm.
No, nobody.
No.
That's okay. You don't need to be crushing on nobody. Do you? You got homeschooling to do. You ain't got time for no girlfriend. All right. Well, that concludes this interview. That wasn't so bad, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Well, thank you for doing this with us. Enjoyed it.